Okay, couple quick things right out of the gate, fam. That's a term I seldom drop, Tony. I seldom drop a fam. But what's up, fam? Great to see everybody today. So glad you all made the high noon start today, as we are looking to implement a noon start now, just across the board. We're done playing games with 11 o'clock. It seemed we've heard a lot of feedback from people. It seems like this is a preferable time for most of y'all and us included. So we're going to start rolling out at high noon. The Wednesday night flight's still in place, but people have asked me, Tony, why? Why is Polymax Particles moving to 12 noon instead of the traditional 11 a.m. start? I'm just going to quote John Belushi in Animal House when he belched, and then he goes, why not? That's kind of where we're coming from. I'm just quoting Belushi on this. Why not? It's early. Let's just try and see what happens. Tony, how's your head today? How we doing?
Can I quote Michael Jackson and just say, why?
La da 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 ba be ba boo. Why? Tell them that it's high noon starts now. Why? We're gonna start the show at high noon, kids. Now, why? That's all I got, Tony. I ran out of gas on that one. Yeah,
we're gonna start at high noon. We're gonna start at high noon.
Hey, by the way, I want to give the pre-show Post of the Day award out to our very own art director, blood brother for life, Don Peralta, who wrote something really curious. I glanced over and saw this. I really don't know what the context is here. I think he was talking about Trent Williams, but here's the post. Dom said, Trent looks like he's hiding 2 prosciutto legs in his arms. Okay, so are you talking about like Trent Williams, Dom? I don't know what that meant, but it made me laugh. So I like any prosciutto reference brings you right up to the top. Meantime, hey, Low Steve, great. Got the good news today. Glad you're feeling well, and you just take it easy today, my man. Lily, Patty from Napa, Badges, Soccer Bowl, my main man Rags, on Scarlet Fire, back from Italy, looking good, feeling good, and we're all feeling good. Tony was just saying in the pre-show meeting that last night was his favorite win in a long time for the Niners. So I want you to kind of expand on that as we get going today. And we'll go through all the, kind of machinations of last night's game. We've also got Hot and Sour review. We also have tons of announcements. We got to get everybody caught up with what's going on this week. It's a crazy week. We got studs and duds, best and worst of the weekend. We got a game 7 in the ALCS tonight. That is I can't wait. That's going to be nothing better than a game 7 in a playoff series in baseball. Looking forward to that. But Tony, expand on that. Your favorite win in some time. Speak to that a little bit.
Well, first of all, the 2 favorite words in baseball other than play ball might be game 7. I got to be honest. Like I'm very excited to be couch bound tonight to be watching.
Are we talking football, feet up, Tony, or sitting upright? Like, what's your go-to positioning? Because I'll get on my back at night when I'm watching. I'll just be lying down watching the game, probably by the 5th inning. To be honest. Yeah.
And we're not there yet, but we're entering slippers weather, and I'm gonna have the slippers on probably, and dare I say maybe a robe, and watching Game 7, Blue Jays, Mariners. I'm rooting Mariners. Give them their first ever World Series berth. Cal Raleigh. I don't feel good about the Mariners' chances, to be honest with you. And then again, if the Blue Jays win it, then go Blue Jays. I'll jump on their bandwagon with Geddy Lee all damn day.
Can I jump in right there real quick, Tony, just for some more particles? I'm trying to stir up the particle pot today. Here's the situation. Don't know if you've heard this, but Rush just announced a San Jose show. It's October 15th. Yep, they're doing a show in San Jose. So listen, for me, I'm riding with the Jays tonight. I'm singing "Oh Canada." I got Geddy Lee wearing a Blue Jays hat behind the plate. I got a Rush gig coming. So I think the particles are flying for the Blue Jays. I'm rooting for the Jays. I know Seattle is, they're an exciting team too, but my heart is with Toronto tonight. I'm just being, Tony, transparent.
That's fine, Paulie. I like your transparency, but I'm like thinking it's a win-win situation in my mind. I'm rooting for the Mariners, but if the Blue Jays win, too, you got Geddy Lee on one side, you got Eddie Vedder, Kurt Cobain,
totally Hendrix. How about Jimi Hendrix? Ever heard of him? Yeah. How about the girl, the Wilson sisters in Heart? There's some OG Seattle rock and roll too.
Yeah. You got the Wilson sisters, and you got the Seahawks going tonight. You got my guy Sam Darnold, slinging Sammy Darnold going tonight. So we'll see what happens with the Seahawks, although I would love it if the Texans were to take down Seattle, because it would help the Niners in the NFC West. Speaking of the Niners, dude, you'd queue up Springsteen, Come On Up for the Rising, or Come On, Rise Up. Because, dude, people stood up, people rose up, people rose to the occasion for that team. Tatum Bethune, Chase freaking Lucas.
Well,
I mean, Dude, Bryce freaking Huff. Is it Huff enough, Paulie?
Huff and I'm glad he's making an impact too, because that's exactly what we need. Guys like Bryce Huff
Yes.
stepping up to your point, rise up, rise up. Shout out Springsteen and E Street Band. Without Bosa, without Fred Warner, although how about that emotional lift from Fred Warner, dude, on the field, up in the booth. It was a really emotional game, but Bryce Huff is going to need to do more of that. I love to see it last night. Everybody answered the challenge. I was all crabby last week, dude. I was just keeping it real. The O-line played like S in Tampa Bay. Boy, did they tighten up their game, and that allowed Christian McCaffrey to get romping all over the field. Again, only one sack allowed yesterday by the 49er offensive line, which is down from 6 in Tampa. So I felt that was a huge improvement. Mac Jones, not the greatest statistical performance, but we didn't need that. It was a Christian McCaffrey night, and I know that instilled a lot of confidence, I think, in you, in me, in all of us Niner heads out there.
And the cojones on the Mac Jones, dude. I mean, the guy's tough, dude. And he's also a goofball, which I really like his personality, man. Post-game stuff was really cool. And do the O-line, I kept having like shades of Guy McIntyre last night, because watching those guards pull.
Love it.
And right, there was like there were a lot of plays where the guards were pulling downfield, and it reminded me so much of Guy McIntyre back in the day, arguably the best pulling guard in Niner history.
I would agree. I would concur with that 100%. And he had the neck roll on at the same time. You know what I mean? And he became a good friend of ours too. Like we're down with Guy. He was the first. I'll never forget this, dude. When I moved to San Francisco from Jersey in '96. And having grown up a lunatic Niner fan, I will never forget the day when you and I started working in radio. And he was like the first kind of famous 49er we forged a relationship with. Yeah. I remember coming home from work one day early in our careers, and I turned on my answering machine. Remember those? Turned on my answering machine, and it was like, hey, it's Guy McIntyre. Paulie, give me a call. I was like, whoa, I made it. Like, I think I've arrived. I got Guy McIntyre. So, dude, I always have a soft spot in my heart for Guy, and I'm sure you do too, man.
Oh, dude, hell yeah. Shout out the orange neck roll, buddy.
100%.
By the way, Mac Jones got paid, dude. He unlocked a $400,000 incentive with his 4th win as a starter.
Oh, dude, can I unlock an incentive like that too? I'd like to unlock a $400,000 incentive. What can I do? What do I need to do to achieve that, Tony? Let me know. I'm available for unlocking 400 grand. I'd love that. Right now would be helpful. Yeah.
And to quote the Fareed Robot Centaur Sports Desk, now that he's reached the 4-win threshold, he gets $100K for each W. Now that he's reached that 4-win threshold. So cheers to Mac Jones.
Cheers.
Now,
big time.
I mean, listening to the game last night, Purdy talking about his injury, that it's day to day. He's never been so frustrated. He's never had an injury like this. All this stuff. I don't know who's going to start. We don't know week to week who's going to start.
Sorry, finish your thought. My bad.
Yeah, I'm just assuming that Purdy will be back in the saddle next weekend, but you never know what this turf toe, how it's going to, and he seems extremely frustrated. And then
sure
he said one false move and it's not going to, it could re-aggravate. So to knowing that we have this guy, Mac Jones, as the option is just, it's glorious, man. And 5-2 with all of this crap, all this crud. And looking at Warner in the suite last night, just pumping up the fans, and looking at him on one of those little, the crutch. It's like a crutch on wheels, I forget what you call it. But at the locker room, waiting for each player to come in after the game, it was just like that guy. And you could tell that they all, were inspired by Warner. And then I was texting with Rags earlier this morning.
Nice. I like that. Like, you guys are getting into it. I love it. Go ahead. What did he say?
About how, Rags talked about this, about how Warner's injury has a possibility to galvanize the team. He said this last week, and look at what it's done. I mean, it brought everybody together, and people were flying all over the field, man. The D Winters played a good game. I mean,
he did. I like D Winters, dude. He was I expect big things from D Winters going forward. He played great last night, man. And by the way, Tony, we got a super from Stevie B, but hold on one second, because I want to take one step back. And a real quick baseball question before it leaves my mind, which it already did. I forgot to ask you. Which of the two teams tonight in Game 7, Seattle-Toronto, which of the two teams gives all of us people that love freedom, America, the right to live as we feel, which of those two teams has the better chance of beating the Dodgers? Because I hate their guts. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. One of these two has to take them down. Which one gives us the better chance in your mind?
That is a great question. I would say, as of right now, the bats are hotter with Toronto.
Yeah.
And Vlad is dangerous. And this kid, God, I'm blanking on his name right now. Shoot. He's number 22 for the Blue Jays. He's on fire. He's hitting over 500 in the postseason. I forget his name. Darn it. If anybody remembers on it, it's okay. But he's on fire. Ernie Clement. Sorry. He's on fire. And with those guys and George Springer setting the table, Vlad Jr. I said bad Vlad.
See, I see Vlad Jr. is the kind of guy that could do some damage against that Dodger pitching. Because the Dodger pitching right now, they're so high and mighty. And I think like he's the kind of guy that could come in with a hot bat and do some damage, even if a guy's like Shohei, Yamamoto, any of them. I don't care who's on the mound, but I think that's the kind of hot bat I'm looking for against the Dodgers. I don't know if you agree. That's why I'm asking. He's hot. They're hot. So yes, I would love to see them do some damage. And I'm also liking the fact that the Dodgers have this long break. Historically, long breaks don't bode well for teams. So we'll see what happens. I hate to do this. I hate to disrupt the groove, but we got something I got to announce. Marcel Panaleon, one of our OGs too. He said, we have the quote leader making Ohtani a hum baby today.
What?
That's a no-fly zone for me, kid. I don't know. I can't help you there. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care if he hit 4 home runs. He ain't making my hum baby list. I'll tell you, he ain't making my studs list. Okay, Tony? Studs and duds. By the way, sounds like a bar in the Castro that I'd like to go to. Where are you going after the show? I'll be at Studs and Duds. Leather up and join me.
Did they put Shohei's interpreter who's in jail as one of the hum babies? Or did they put the real estate agents in Hawaii?
Let's keep riffing. Was the other hum baby Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs? Probably. Probably. I didn't hear it, but I'd be willing to bet. Yeah. And then who would the third hum?
By the way, dude, I'm bringing this to the airwaves, and I can't even believe I'm talking about this on the air instead of just privately with you, Paulie. But I also heard through a little birdie told me that Hundley Like the Wolf, the song for Nick Hundley Like the Wolf.
I love that. That was always sneaky, one of my favorites of all time.
Wow.
Dude, and how about this lyric, by the way? I smell like I sound, and I'm hungry like the wolf. I've been trying to figure that one out for years from Simon Le Bon. I smell like I sound? What's he saying right there? I'm not sure. Bob Dylan would be challenged by that lyric, man.
It's a good one, but supposedly it made its way onto the airwaves last week on the leader, supposedly.
Well, I guess let me do one last thing, and then I want to go Stevie B Super, and then I want to do some stellar design for Don Peralta. But we have some news. I'm sure a lot of Giant fans already know this, but let me just bring it to the show. As we speak about the future of the Giants right now, it looks like Buster's looking to bring in a Southern Paisan, which is a fascinating move. They're reportedly closing in on hiring Tennessee coach Tony Vitello. Oh, Tony Vitello, come on up. We'll take you to North Beach. Tony can take you to the Italian Pride Parade in North Beach. We'll have a good time. But anyway, it's a very bold. It's not done, but it sounds like this is the guy. They're reporting it on NBC Sports Bay Area. I know a lot of you have probably seen it, but I just wanted to throw that out there. And he was the coach in Tennessee in the college level. So it's interesting. I don't know, your thoughts on that, Tony Vitello?
I love the outside the box thinking. I also love that that he won the College World Series, right? Tennessee won the College World Series. So the guy is obviously young, youthful, exuberant, and a motivator. I don't know much about him.
It's a bold move. It's a bold move by Buster. And I guess he felt like like you said, he needed to think outside the box, something unusual. I just wonder how he will, kind of adapt to Major League Baseball and whether or not it's a good fit. Time will tell. But again, when it's official, we'll announce it on the show, and I'm sure you guys will hear about it. But I just wanted to bounce that off you because that I was surprised. I really was. Because you're right, the Nick Hundley thing was going around, and also we got Tony Vitello on the horizon. So we'll see.
I like it though. It's not a retread move. I mean, I think he's gonna be a motivator, not a rah-rah guy, but like I like the move. And you know, in Buster we trust, basically, at the end of the day. And there's also like a Tennessee connection. They drafted a pitcher from Tennessee. Obviously, they got Drew Gilbert in the trade with the Mets, who's from Tennessee.
How can I be a card-carrying member of the Grateful Dead family if I don't drop in Tennessee, Tennessee? There ain't no place I'd rather be. Sing it, Tony. Baby, won't you carry me back to Tennessee? Bam, bam, bam. Thank you, Jerry. Anyway, Stevie B with a great riff. Stevie B goes, I love a manager for the Giants whose last name sounds like it could also be the name of a great sandwich shop. Vitello's. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of Stevie B, Tony, get him up there. Let's give his some love to Stevie B's super question or whatever statement was. It flew by.
Yeah, here, one sec. Let me just get that up here. Here we go. Stevie B, thank you for the super, dude. He says, as expected, a Sala masterclass in creative calls and scheme, defying all odds. I'm done with Jennings. Oh, dude, I second that emotion.
I've been telling you, I'll drive him to the airport anytime. Shanahan, John Lynch, you need a chauffeur. No charge. I'll drive him to the airport. I'll let him out at the curb. Good riddance. I've had it. I've had enough of him.
No charge. I love it. No charge.
Yeah.
And dude, what a difference George Kittle makes. That's Stevie B says, cheers to Kittle resurrecting the run. Not just physically, what George Kittle brings to the run game and blocking and just his presence and taking attention off of McCaffrey, but the vibe of a George Kittle, dude, just the energetic, loose vibe. It got to the point where McCaffrey's like, you know what? Because this coming Sunday is Tight End University Day or National Tight End Day, that they did the National Running Backs Day, and they gave the dudes robes after the game.
You want particles? I mean, there it is. And by the way, those are some badass robes, kind of a maroon. Those look like a velvet. Looks like something Robin Zander would wear after a gig. You know what I mean? Like decked out in velvet, dude. I liked it.
Dude, I was like, oh my God, they're wearing robes.
Insane. No, it's insane. You got a picture you can throw up if anybody missed that?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it here. It's incredible. It's such a great shot. I'll get it up here in a second, Paulie. But there's a video we could watch as well, dude. It's just yeah. I mean, come on here. Hang on one sec. Let me pull this up here, P. Let me get up. It's on Instagram, so I'm just gonna share Instagram. And
Aaron Kask, you're all over it, buddy. They are George Costanza approved robes. And never forget the great line from George when he was in velvet jumpsuit, top and bottom, and he goes, "You ever just rub it against the grain?"
Doesn't he say it's so thick and rich? I want to say he says it's so thick and rich.
Or just rub it against the grain. Look at you perusing over here. Where are we, buddy?
Yeah, it's not planned for right now. Let me find it. I'll pull the image up in a sec. Let me find it.
I'll tell you what you do. You hunt for the image while I talk about stellar design. How's that sound, pal? I want to give Dom some love. Stellar design. We have so much going on behind the scenes right now. And in fact, after I read the stellar spot, I'll talk about some of the announcements we have with Tom Tolbert, because we have a couple of events, and some of you know about these, but in case you missed it last week, we'll get into it. But first, stellar design. I want to dedicate today's read to Justin, Rose, and Leah of Safe Site Now. We talked about this a little bit last week, Tony, and how much it means to all the people over at Stellar. The gift of vision is more than a night out. It's a powerful evening of purpose, generosity, and impact. And I want to remind everybody, this is the last week to buy tickets. The event is Thursday, November 6th. I'm going to be there. Tony's going to be there. Dom's going to be there. And it is and you know how much I love a gala, dude. I love a good gala. And we got ourselves a gala here on Thursday, November 6th. Gift of Vision Gala, Mill Valley Community Center, hosted by the Marin nonprofit Save Site Now. Great night out for all of us. We're going to have great food. We got local wine. We got live music. Dom, will there be dancing? Okay, because I want to show off some of my John Travolta moves if possible. But anyway, we've got the music happening. We've got it's just going to be a great night out, and all in the spirit of raising funds for research fighting childhood blindness. Can you imagine? Caused by Usher syndrome. So please get your tickets now. Come hang out, man. You're putting it in tax deductible, of course. Anytime you got a charity event, you can deduct that from your taxes. So grab tickets learn about sponsorships, and then find out how you can make a difference at, here's the website, savesitenow.org. Savesitenow.org, or directly at savesitenow.org/Gift of Vision 2025 Gala. Also, a special message from Don Peralta here. He wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to share this with the PMP community. So I'm happy to spread that, pass the word over, Dom. No problem, man. And everybody fight this thing, man. We want to save Sight Now for kids. I mean, what an awful kind of hand to be dealt as a young kid not having vision. So if we can make a difference, I'm happy to do that, dude. I love helping people, and I know a lot of you feel the same way. So stellar design, Don Peralta, fighting the good fight. Thank you so much, Don. We love you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that up on the bottom for a few more minutes. Savesitenow.org. If you can't make the gala and you still want to donate, you still want to, play a role, you still want to help out, you can donate at savesitenow.org. But more importantly, attend the gala. And Paulie, I do hope there is dancing, because maybe we bust out some break dancing. Maybe we bust out the centipede.
Bring your cardboard, dude. Bring your cardboard. Tony, listen, I've only saw it once, because Tony's getting older now. I know you got to be like a rubber band to do that. But Tony actually can break dance. I've seen it. He used to carry the cardboard around. I'd pay him money, dude. I'll give you $50 if you come walking in with cardboard under your arm to the gig. That would be so amazing. I'm not gonna break dance. I don't know how, but I will do some Travolta moves from Grease Lightning, etc. From the dancing, like Crater Face, dude. I'll be like, I'll just go up to some woman on the dance floor and act like Crater Face, dude, slapping with the air slaps,
Yep. Yeah. Oh, dude, the air slaps. And by the way, this is no joke, but we used to have pledge for your floors, like to make your floors all shiny.
Sure.
But also for your linoleum floors, we would have little sections of linoleum cut out, and you would spray pledge on linoleum to make it super slippery or
why don't you just coat yourself in lamp oil, you know what I mean, or olive oil? Just coat yourself in oil, dude. I'll throw you like a bowling ball, like down the dance floor. You can just skid, like fly on your chest. It'd be amazing,
dude. Unbelievable, man. So yeah, the breakdancing was fun. So we could have a break off at the Save Sight Now gala. The Gift of Vision 2025 Gala. So again, the website's up on the screen if you're interested, savesitenow.org. Thank you, Don Peralta. You freaking rule. Aaron Kask is a super Paulie. And this is, Aaron Kask, thank you for just lobbing me a softball. Aaron Kask knows how to get just into my good space right now. He says 49ers run game last night had the power and Mac Jones had the touch. So Paulie, stand by. Mac Jones had the touch.
Turn it up, buddy. Turn it up.
And then the run game had the power.
You got the power.
Yeah. I've been seeing it, dude. They're running it on Showtime now. A lot of Boogie Nights is on all the time right now. I've been getting little chunks. But by the way, we talk about the robes of the Niners last night. Maybe the most famous robe scene of all time. And I know the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie, DiCaprio's wearing a robe. I haven't seen it yet. I look forward to it. But yeah, there they are. Nice. But dude, the scene in Boogie Nights when that drug dealer they're trying to rob at the end comes out with his robe on. I mean, that guy, dude, he's freebasing. The kid behind him is still lighting firecrackers in the house. It's madness if you've ever seen Boogie Nights. But what a great robe representation.
Yeah, isn't that the scene where Sister Christian's playing? Night Ranger's Sister Christian?
100%. Well, that and Rick Springfield, Jesse's girl. Both of them. Double shot. You get them both. Yeah.
Stand by, but let's get into this is a pre-Roby Tuesday celebration on a victory Monday.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Both on the ground, in the air. Okay, first of all, tell us what you think. You've got your chain. Chris
dude, look at
didn't know if the quality was good enough.
I'm trying to be serious with this jacket and chain on, but
look at McCaffrey right now. Just get a good gander of McCaffrey with the chain and the robe. And then the robe is not even a robe on Trent Williams, dude.
Hey, by the way, this is a rare moment where I want to shout out Melissa Stark because I haven't I dig her on Sunday Night Football, and it was weird how she kind of vanished for a few years, and now she's back. Did you ever I don't know the story where she went. Do you know what happened? Like where she was before?
I don't, but she's great. I think she's great.
Me too. I'm a fan.
I think she does a great job, and the players seem to obviously like her as well.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that they decided, I wonder if this will hold up next year. And next year, the weekend before National Tight Ends Day, will it be National Running Backs Day next year? I wonder if McCaffrey sticks with it. He's not the same type of personality as Kittle, right? So we'll see what happens. But I love that. And by the way, Bijan had so many great things. I don't know if you watched the pregame interview with Bijan, but he had so many great things to say about McCaffrey and working out with Luke and Christian McCaffrey in the offseason. But he also said that's how bad he wanted to win the game too, because they got so close and became such good buddies. But it's just a cool thing. And I mean, dude, how do you beat Bijan? You keep him off the field, dude. Long drives,
long distance running. Yeah.
Totally. Also, we got to get Candlestick Kid as a super. What's up, Candlestick Kid? Happy Victory Monday, PMP Mafia.
One of my favorite handles, Candlestick Kid. I always love when I see your name pop up, and I love the image you use too, driving into the old Candlestick there. It's great, man. Thank you, Candlestick Kid. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Hey, Tony, do I have time for a couple of quick announcements? Because
yes.
I think we got to relay this stuff. So kids, adults of all ages, we just want to let you know that this Friday is a special kind of high noon broadcast because Tony and I will be driving over to the East Bay. We're going to do the show from Tom Tolbert's backyard. We're going to be his backyard guest. You know, he's done that with Kerr and with Brent Jones and so many other guys. So we're next in line. We'll see you there Friday. And it's a joint show. Like when Tolbert goes live, we'll be live as well. So looking forward to that. And then Monday, we'd like all of y'all, and if you have the information about how to get tickets, Tony, I'll throw that to you in a second. But Monday, we're all gathering at Longbridge Pizza. That's me, that's Tony, that's Don Peralta, that's as many members of the PMP family as we can get through the door. Tony and I will be greeting people, just kind of hanging out around 3:30. We'll get situated. Then we're going to go live. This is going to be like our first remote broadcast. We'll be broadcasting live from Longbridge starting at about 4 o'clock. Tom Tolbert will join us, I believe, around 4:15, and it'll be a quick show because Tom has to go to work. But we'll go from like 4 to 5. Thank you, T. We'll go from 4 to 5 with Tolbert. He's going to go down the street and call the Warriors game, and then we'll all hang out and watch some hoop together. I look forward to that very much. And please do get your tickets. Now, tell folks how they can do that, T.
So there's a QR code that we will share on our socials, on Tom Tolbert social, on all of ours as well.
When?
We'll do that after the show today.
Okay, cool.
And I'll share it multiple times. But also, if you go to our YouTube channel at Polymax Particles and click on the links tab, it's the top link where you can just click on that and order tickets. We've already got a bunch of orders already, Polly. I've gotten orders already. So thank you to those that have already ordered. But if you'd like to attend, it's going to be great. So yeah, like it'll be about a 45-minute to an hour-long broadcast with Tom, and then and Neil's it's all you can eat pizza buffet from Neil Donardi Longbridge Pizza. If you buy your ticket, that's what comes with the ticket prices. The all you can eat pizza buffet and leftover pizza people take home. Neil's not going to keep it, and I promise you there will be leftover pizza because my goodness, the amount of pizza that Neil puts out at Longbridge Pizza for an event like this, for a buffet, it's abundant. So and also he's going to do like pizza bites before the show when we're all hanging out and getting comfortable, and then during the show, and then after the show he's going to serve full pizzas to whoever's interested while we get ready to watch the game, and then watch the game because it's on a Monday. So Longbridge is normally closed on Mondays. That's why we're taking over Longbridge. We have the run of the mill. They're closed to the public on Monday, so we have the place to ourselves. It's going to be fantastic, and it's going to be Dubs Memphis at 7 p.m. So it's going to be from, after we're done with the broadcast, about 5:30, whatever, 5:15, 5:30 to 7, we'll be hanging out and then watch the game. And it's going to be great too, because it's going to be the two of us with Tom. It's going to be so much fun. And dude, Dubs tomorrow, Paulie.
Insane. I know. We're going to have to start working that into so this is probably, Tony, going to be the busiest time of the year in the sports landscape. You got the World Series about to start. You've got NFL football flying. You've got college football. Here come the Warriors. And let's not leave out the San Jose Sharks. Mikey Holler would have our heads on a stick if we didn't mention the San Jose Sharks. And let me just tell you this. I do love me some Mikey Holler. No matter what. I love that guy. He's the right guy to be running the show over there, man. I said that years ago. I go, hey, dude, you're a PD. I don't know if they're smart enough to hire you, but you're a program director, and now he is. So good for Mike Kohler, and he's a monster Shark lunatic. Probably the biggest Sharks fan I know, to be honest.
Paulie, I totally agree with you, but I'm going to take over the program for a second.
Go.
First of all, I am going to share something, and I don't care if this gets us in trouble with YouTube or with anybody, but in honor of McCaffrey just going off yesterday.
Okay.
By the way, anybody that wants to hear some of our parody songs are on our YouTube channel.
A lot of people do ask for those. So yeah, speak to how they can see them, T.
If you go to at Polymax Particles on YouTube and scroll down to the bottom, or click videos and scroll to the bottom, a good chunk of, well, not a good chunk, there's probably 10 of our parody songs there. And this is one of them. We made this, this is one of the last songs I think we made. And it was McCaffrey to Metallica's Battery. And if you just let me take over for a second, are you cool with this, P? If I give it
the only other thing I would ask you to do is play that killer Juwan Jennings song parody we made. Oh, wait a second, we never did that, and we never will. I'm just riffing on Juwan. It's a drive-by shot. That's all. Yeah.
Well, can I riff on Juwan real quick?
Please.
Drop. Yeah.
Yeah.
One more time. Hey, Juwan, you want that bag?
Drop.
Dude, I'm sorry. And also, maybe this is nitpicking, but that ball that he caught on the sideline and didn't get his feet down, I think if you're an elite receiver, you get your feet down.
Well, I think if you're barking out in front of the whole world that you're demanding more money, you might want to go ahead and make that play. Tough guy. You know what I mean? I've had it. The kid gloves are off with Juwan Jennings, dude. If you stomp your feet and hold out, you better back it up on the field. And he is not doing that. He hasn't come close to doing that. If I may, Tony, he's been, I would consider him to be more or less a non-factor this year.
So far. And it's like, he must have bit his tongue yesterday and not gotten in Kyle Shanahan's face yesterday. That's what I still don't like, man, is that he decided the team just lost their spiritual, emotional leader in Fred Warner, and he took it upon himself to confront Kyle Shanahan on the sideline of a tough game on the road in Tampa. I'm not getting the ball enough. I don't know exactly what he said, obviously, but I'm guessing that he wanted the ball more, or that he wasn't happy with his touches or his looks or whatever.
I'm tired of unhappy diva receivers. I really am. Having grown up with guys like Jerry Rice and John Taylor and Freddie Solomon, who did nothing but perform at the highest level and win rings. Who the hell is this guy? Seriously, who the hell is this guy to start stomping? And like you said, challenging Shanahan on the field. No, dude, no. By the way, I offered to give him a ride to the airport, no charge. I might even just put his ass in an Uber. I might remove myself from the equation so I don't have to deal with him in the back seat complaining. He'd be telling me I'm not driving right. You know what I mean? You're not making a left when you should have made a right. Stuff like that.
It just bums me out because you have a guy like Fred Warner who is all about the team. Could you imagine Fred Warner approaching Kyle Shanahan?
He'd never do that. He'd never do that. Yeah.
Right. Could you imagine McCaffrey doing that? No. There's just, it's like, hey, Juwan, take notes from the leaders on your team.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. So, that's right. And by the way, Tony, what do I have to do? Who do I have to pay? What kind of mountains do I have to move? What kind of miracles do I have to pray for to get the 49ers to wear that uniform I'm looking at right there on McCaffrey? What do I have to do to get them to wear that on their, haven't seen them at home yet this year wearing their real uniform. What do I have to do to make that happen? Just let me know.
Well, Paulie, you know, the NFL probably wants to phase out that uniform altogether and bring in the blacks, bring in the all white.
You're getting the blacks. You're going to get the blacks this year. I've seen them. They suck. Black helmets too, bro. The helmets are black. Get the F out of here with that. We ain't the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Raiders. Cut the crap.
Yeah, just not down with it. But,
no.
Without further ado, Paulie, instead of wasting more time on Juwan Jennings, let's just celebrate the freaking man that is number 23, Run CMC, Christian McCaffrey. Stand by. This is to the song Battery by Metallica. We did this. This is one of the last songs we ever made. Stand by.
Crashing through the action, no time for reaction. Teams are ripped and torn away. CMC is power, crushing all the cower. McCaffrey is here to stay. Smashing through the boundary, Shanahan is slamming. Can I stop the cavalry? Having got possessions, turned into receptions. Can I kill the cavalry? Stand up, Niner family. The cavalry is found in me. McCaffrey. McCaffrey.
There you go.
Well,
See,
I
had
hope
to-
you guys could hear that. It was weird in my headphones. All I could hear was my vocal, but I hope you guys heard that all right. The McCaffrey song lives again. I love it. And like Tony said, go to our page, the YouTube page. You can find a bunch of those in there. And Tony, technically, I think the last song we ever did was the Brandon Ayuk Biz Marquee song. I think that was the last one, which I happen to like a lot. But he's another one. When are we going to see that dude? You feel like joining us at some point, Brandon? I don't know. Just for kicks. Just for a good.
By the way, so this is a total random. So Paul, you know Steve Cron, who we talked
Oh,
to.
I know Cron Steve, bro. I can't shake that guy. No, I'm so glad I gave him to you. He's all yours, man. But no, I know Cron Steve. Yeah, I know him. Yeah,
Cron Steve rules. He's a producer for Cron, and we're trying to get a date to come and film another promo for our show for Cron 4 Plus and the Cron 4 Plus app, and we're very, very, very thankful to be a part of the Cron 4 family. Steve was at the game last night, and he texted me a picture saying, "Hey, I'm in the suite. I'm in the NBC suite or the Cron, or so he was in some suite, and he was next, and Ayuk was right next to him. And I guess he asked Ayuk, when are you coming back? And he says, as soon as they'll let me." Is what I think the line was, meaning as soon as he's medically cleared. I guess he's not medically cleared. So, God, we're going into week 8.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so I would hope by week 10. Can you get? Is it too much to ask just for week 10? I don't know. Give me week 10. Give me Ayuk back. That'd be wonderful. And if Pearsall and Purdy are back before then, which I assume they are, I'd be willing to bet Pearsall and Purdy are back this week.
It's funny when you start going through and I mean, I know we all know this, but just to hear Tony speak about the walking wounded, you know what I mean? Ayuk, Purdy, who am I forgetting? We just mentioned Brandon Ayuk, Purdy, was the other guy? Pearsall. Like, it's like, the fact that the Niners are 5-2, which you kind of acknowledged at the beginning of the show, I really actually think Shanahan might be drumming up a campaign for Coach of the Year. I really do, considering they're in first place with what he has. And by the way, speaking of being in first place, maybe we should do the hot and sour review, because my Rams, which I stole from you yesterday, because they're technically Tony's Rams, but I borrowed Tony's Rams to fly down to Florida and kick the ever-living Christ out of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I told you that.
Remember, it was in the UK.
I keep saying that. Wherever it was played, it doesn't matter to me. What matters is the final score.
Well, your guy, Matthew Stafford, 5 passing touchdowns, Paulie. Your guy.
Well, like I said, they're technically Tony's Rams. I just borrowed them for the day, and we all went to the UK. But I'm thrilled with what they did for me. So I got my second game tonight. I took the Lions to beat the Bucks tonight. How did you do in hot and sour yesterday, T? Give us a review.
I've finally turned the page. I've turned the corner. I went 2-0 again. So I'm 4-0 in my last 4 picks. I took by the way, New York Giants. Come on.
Hey, Paulie. Hi. Phil Sims here.
Bro, dark days. I mean, you don't a 19-point lead in the fourth quarter. Big Blue, dude. There it is. You Tony? Yeah.
I mean, what a gag job. That was horrible, dude. I mean, but I was actually loving every second of it, because I'm like, hey, the Giants were plus 7.5. So I'm like, oh, this is great. The Giants are going to lose the game, and I'm going to win the bet. This is fantastic. That's the way it's supposed to work out, the best of both worlds. So I won that pick, Giants plus 7.5. And then the Bears minus 4.5. Look out for the Chicago Bears, by the way. They're starting to play some good ball. They were minus 4.5 against the Saints, and they won by, I think, 12. 26-14, I think it was.
Look at you with the hot hand all of a sudden. Mr. Hot Pants over here. So what are you on the year now? You're climbing back up to respectability.
6-8 total, Paul.
You're right there. You're on the doorstep. You're on the doorstep of you win 2 more next week. You're 500. There you go.
I'll take it all damn day. And then you have the Lions tonight, correct?
I do. I have the Lions, and this. I don't know if the spread has changed. I didn't look today, but let me just. So on Friday, the Lions were giving the Bucks 5.5. And I know it's a big spread, but I like the Lions rebounding after that Chiefs game last week. I think Dan Campbell's going to have them coming out with a really nasty attitude. So I did take the Lions giving 5.5.
And by the way, speaking of fantasy football, master of particles / stud nuts.
You had stud nuts, dude. Team stud nuts. Yeah.
Dude, we're in a dogfight with Fareed, the Rag and Tag robots. I think it's Rags and Fareed are combined to be a team.
I couldn't ask for a better a collection of dudes to be in the mix for a street fight. You know what I mean? Tony and Stud Nuts taking on Rags and Robot Centaur. That's my kind of matchup, dude. That is, and the fact that Rags has forged a friendship with Fareed, it really makes me happy. Fareed's a cool cat. We were hanging out with him at the Metallica gig.
Yeah, dude. Well, look at this. Ragtag Robots have 72.88 points. We have 73.1. We still have Goff and Gibbs to go tonight.
Goff is he's gonna make some noise tonight, I hope.
And Fairbairn. But hey, by the way, Fareed, you're welcome for leaving Devontae Smith on the bench, dude. 33 points on our bench, Paulie. Keenan Allen, 29 points on our bench. Dude, Jackson Dart, 29 points on our bench. But they still have Jackson Smith and Jigba and Cade Otton going tonight. So, and we have Kaimi Fairbairn, the kicker for Houston as well. So, neck and neck in the Master of Particles / Stud Nuts versus the Rag and Tag Robots. So, super fun fantasy football. The league is really fun, Paulie. I'll show it to you next time we actually hang out in person. I'll go through the app with you and show you.
I plan on hanging out with you in person as much as possible, starting on Friday. I'll hang out with you Friday. I'll hang out with you Monday. And by the way, might as well plug the gig I have coming up too, because Tony's going to be part of that. We have a Polymac and Friends show happening at the Brisbane Inn. I've never played there before, but Drutzy, my bass playing partner, he loves that spot. They have live music. It's in Brisbane. I saw the place. It looks really cool. Please do join us November 8th. Tony, I believe we're doing 3 sets. And Tony is going to be one of my aforementioned, friends, which I completely stole from Phil Lesh, but I'm just trying to keep that spirit alive. Phil Lesh and friends, Paulie Mack and friends. That's the idea. And we might have some other unexpected people joining us that night. I'm just promoting the gig. Don't forget, please do join us November 8th. Anyway, Tony, go ahead.
Can we do an acapella portion of the set where you and I just rap some old Beasties?
Well, either Beasties or I'd rather do acapella Grease songs.
And that's
personally, if you.
Dude, would it be great? Now, here's a little story I got to tell
about 3 bad brothers you know so well. Dude, that whole kind of whiny delivery they had on License to Ill, I'm so glad they kind of aced that in the second record. They kind of found their footing. Yeah.
Well, Paul's Boutique, man. Paul's Boutique is where they really said, you know what? We are going to just break some ground here. And that album, if you do not know that album, please dive in. And if you do know the album, revisit the album, because there's so much going on. There's so much goodness in that album. Enjoy it. And then they follow that with Check Your Head.
That's my favorite. Check Your Head is the one where they really got my attention. You know what's so funny about Paul's Boutique is that I couldn't grasp it when it came out. I remember that. I'm like, I don't know what this is. What am I supposed to do with this? To quote one of our friends, what am I going to do with this? I didn't know how to react to that. It's 2 records I swung and missed on, and now I love. One of them is Paul's Boutique. The other is YouTube Pop. I didn't get either of them when they came out. It was my feeble, kind of limited brain. I'm just cracking myself because that's the truth. But over time, I went back and I listened, and I'm like, damn, these are both incredibly strong records. So, yeah, great point, T. Paul's Boutique is everybody should check that out. It's like a sonic avalanche, dude. It's mayhem.
That's a great call, Sonic Avalanche. There's so many samples happening on that album. They sample the UK reggae toaster Pato Bantan in one of their songs, and when I heard that, I was like, "This is
Can you imagine my reaction when Check Your Head came out, and the first thing you hear on Check Your Head when the needle hits that record, or if you press, you hear Robin Zander. Yeah. This next one is the first song on our new album. And by the way, the reason, this is kind of funny, the reason Robin Zander, I've heard this over the years, the reason he was speaking so slowly on that is because the promoter in Japan said, listen, when you talk to the crowd, you have to really take your time and speak so they can understand you. He's playing to a Japanese crowd. But anyway, that's why he sounds that way. He was doing a slow delivery for the Japanese. Shout out Doug in Japan, as always.
Oh, for Doug in Japan, just because. Stand by, Paulie.
All right, Tokyo!
I will never tire of that. I will never, ever tire. It's so strong. Shout out Doug in Japan, wherever you may be.
And Paulie, just because we love Mike Damone, if you just stand by.
This is great iced tea.
You don't have to explain that. You can drop that anytime you want with no explanation, no context. It makes me happy every time.
Good. And Paulie, now, if you allow me, can you actually direct me to this? Can Principal Paulie direct me to the supers, if you wouldn't mind?
Hold on 1 second. Hopefully this is going to work. Last week, you told me after the show, I felt like such a colossal dick after the show. Tony's like, oh, by the way, your megaphone wasn't working when I was doing that. And why did you stop me? Dude, if this doesn't work, let me know, for Christ's sake. You make me embarrass myself.
Go.
Is this coming through as the principal? Okay, good. We're back in business. All right, listen, and I'm going to cut my hands. Don't crack me. I like to cut my hands. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special, what am I doing, a super? We have a special super from the queen of the scene. We'll start with Patty from Napa, who I believe has, let me take this off. Hold on. All right. Tony, go ahead. Take this one. You take it, buddy.
Well, this is Patty from Napa. She's a super today. Thank you, Patty. As always, I believe she is on her way to Lake Havasu. She and Mikey are on their way to Lake Havasu from Lake Tahoe. This is for Noemi. She says, number one, I'm glad your parents are okay. So scary. And number two, we are rolling into Havasu, and the president of the Snowbirds at Xanadu is getting a bottle of your hot sauce. There's so much going on in that.
It's a very busy, it's a very busy message. But Patty rules, dude. Patty can multitask. She's running races, you know what I mean? She's running marathons. She's making people happy. Thank you, Patty from Napa. And I second that, Noemi. I'm very glad your parents are okay. That was that's a scary moment. They had a little bit of a car accident yesterday, but everybody's okay. So I'm glad too, Noemi. Good vibes for everybody.
Good vibes for all. And yes, the hot sauce. If you haven't had it, get involved. And if Noemi and Ray can make it on October 27th, Noemi, bring your hot sauce and sell it on site. Okay. People bring the hot sauce, the Noemi's hot sauce, Lady Catalina's hot sauce. And then also, Paulie, we have Los D. Los D is the super. What's up, Los? And by the way, Los is taking a rest, an R&R day. Good for you, dude.
Los D freaking rules. We had some great exchanges over the weekend. Los D, you just get well, buddy. Tony and I were talking about watching Game 7 tonight, whether or not we'll be upright or completely on our backs. I usually transit because once I go to my back, dude, it's over. But you read the Los D thing, and then we'll go from there.
He's got little Shanny.
I know, little Shanny.
A little Shanny is quote unquote adapting like never before due to the ever-changing roster, and I'm all for it. And then he says, just cause he says, F the Dodgers and Fat Dom from Philly. So love that, Los, and agree with all of it. And dude, that's a little tease for studs and duds, by the way, because Shanahan is having to juggle all kinds of different schemes and looks and game plans, and it's making him a better coach.
You're talking about juggling, Tony. I would be remiss if I didn't shout out, this is the first time this has ever happened. It popped into my head, so screw it. I'm just throwing it out there. Tony, let's shout out. Are you ready for what I'm bringing right now? You're really not, but here it comes. I want to shout out, Tony, the Juggalo community. Okay. You with me on the Juggalos? Do you know about the Juggalos? Do you know these people?
I feel like I know the Juggalos, but I have to be reminded. Can you?
Okay. I'll just give you a 10-second kind of masterclass in the Juggalo community. Who's with me on the Juggalos? Join me on the comments. Tony, that band that I've never listened to and never will, they're called the Insane Clown Posse.
That's right.
Their audience, like Grateful Dead, we're Deadheads, you know what I mean? Kiss fans, we're in the Kiss Army. If you're a fan of the Insane Clown Posse, you're part of the Juggalos. Look them up online when you get a chance. I'll just leave it at that. And enjoy. Okay, enjoy.
Insane Clown Posse. I don't even know what to say.
Unless you want to throw a picture up, because it's pretty alarming when you see they actually have an event, dude. They have an event, Tony. It's called the Gathering of the Juggalos. Okay, people walking around naked. They're doing every drug under the sun. It's a mess. People with no teeth. It's a whole. Look at Monica. She knows ICP, dude. She's throwing it out there. Hold on. Badges is super. I'm a little confused. I don't know if he has a message or if he's just throw up badges real quick. I don't get this one.
Oh, he just became a member for 4 months.
Oh, nice. Oh, thanks, bro. Thank you, man.
Yeah, dude. PMP VIP. I'm going to put that on the banner on the bottom. If you want to be a PMP VIP, and that's the only way you can win tickets to stuff. And we're going to continue to put up VIP only footage. So thank you, Stinking Badges.
And thank you, Karen Bell, too, who says, and I kind of agree, no one needs the Juggalos. No, I'll tell you the truth, Karen, but between me and you, don't tell anybody. I'm afraid of those people. Oh. I really, in fact, now I'm regretting it, because if they get their hands on this audio, they'll probably come for me, and I don't want any part of the Juggalos either. They're terrifying, dude. Terrifying people.
I mean, I'm trying to find a picture that's like presentable enough to put on the show.
You see what I'm talking about, dude? There's a lot of, I don't know even how to describe these people, but they're frightening. They really are.
Here, I'm gonna let's see if this
stand by, Rags. You want to know what a Juggalo is? Tony's about to show you. Yeah, no. Well, that's the band. That's Insane Clown Posse. That's the actual band. Yeah.
Right. So that's the band. I thought I would start there just to kind of show everybody what is actually the genesis of all this.
While you're looking, Tony, I want to say this is exactly why when you look at this picture and then when you see their audience, that is exactly why I don't fear there'll ever be any kind of invasion on the United States of America. Like there's nobody's ever going to storm the beaches like the Russians because of people like this. Dude,
Right.
They got to contend with the juggalos, bro. And as long as the juggalos are part of the United States, like people are going to be, I just unleash the juggalos. If somebody tried to invade our shores, I'd be like, juggalos, go get them. Go get them. Yeah.
The March of the Juggalos. Okay, so here's a picture. Let me see if this pops up. And I love that we're showing this. This is amazing. Stand by, Paulie, because this, where'd it go? Here we go.
It's frightening. I'm not embellishing. These people are scary, man.
March of the Juggalos. Okay,
Yeah, the
here we
March
go.
of the Juggalos. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Nah, there they are. There they are. It's like I mean, and that's the tip of the iceberg. The most of them are half naked or completely naked when they all hang out.
Dude,
Terrifying.
and look at, wow, and the guy's got a Juggalo shirt on. The guy in the white hat, or is that a girl? I can't tell if it's a guy or a
Who
girl.
knows? Who the hell knows, dude?
Wow. That's
All I know is
crazy.
I'm terrified of these people, and I keep my distance from the juggalos. Anyway, you learn something new every day. Happy to inform you guys, and don't just stop there. Go ahead and look them up online later, you guys. Enter juggalo like videos, juggalo images. You'll see it's a terrifying collection of people. It really is.
By the way, speaking of getting scared, you know what I got a little like 20 minutes of yesterday was Halloween 2. I got a little chunk.
I don't really know much about Halloween 2. I know Jamie Lee wakes up in the hospital, and then I forget. I actually don't remember like the plot. I think I saw it once years ago.
I never saw it.
Okay,
So
what happened? Is it good?
all I saw is Jamie Lee Curtis is crawling out of a car and she's trying to get into the
Poor Jamie Lee. She's had her hands full with Mikey Myers, dude, for years. Years.
Myers is not running after her, he's walking because Myers never ran.
And if Mike Myers ever got into a rock and roll band, he would be at the Juggalo shows. Just standing there, dude, with that mask on, dude. 100%, that's his band. Mike Myers is a card-carrying member of the Juggalo community. Guaranteed.
Oh, well, anyways, dude, yes, I totally agree with you, Polly. And I don't know if I think she made it out. I didn't continue watching. I think she continued on because I think she continued through the whole series, right? I didn't remember you and I saw Halloween 6 in the theater and we were laughing our asses off.
Not as much as we were laughing at James Wood in that Vampires movie, though, dude. That was the biggest hunk of S I've ever seen. Yeah. Tony and I went to back in the day when the Coronet was still open on Geary and Arguello, which is where I saw Star Wars as a kid like a million times. But Tony, because John Carpenter made that movie, who's the same guy that made Halloween. So I figure, this will be really good. It's a John Carpenter. And here comes little James Woods, dude. With his stupid like Clint Eastwood voice. I'm here to kill vampires, man. Come on, Padre. He's like rolling around with this priest calling him Padre. It was obnoxious, and I don't recommend it for anybody. And Joe Schmo, dude. Joe Schmo remembers the Coronet. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
He does like the hey Padre. Hey, Padre.
Hey, Padre, let's go kill some vamps. Where are the vamps? I'm like, dude, this guy sucks. If I'm a vampire, I'm killing James Woods in about 3 seconds. I'm ripping his head right off, you know?
Hey, Paulie, before we get to studs and duds, this is not my stud of the week, but can we are you ever down for a shot of Hennessy? Have you ever had Hennessy?
What are you kidding? I mean, yeah, I've had Hennessy, dude. I mean, yes. I had a bad experience with Hennessy. Yeah.
Oh.
But yes, to answer your question, I've had Hennessy. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had Hennessy. What is Hennessy? Is it like a just a cocktail you have on its own, or is it like it's like a bourbon or a spirit of some sort? I've never had it.
It's in the spirit community, Tony. Shout out Spirit in the Night, Bruce Springsteen.
It's a okay. It's a French cognac.
I believe it's a cognac. It's not something I want to think about though, because you ever like OD on a certain kind of alcohol and then you can never like touch it again. I had a one mishap with Hennessy. I'm never going back. Never.
What are we talking?
Gin and Hennessy are out of my life now completely. Thank God.
Why gin? You need a Hendrix Martini. Can I make you a Hendrix Martini?
No, F no, dude. F no. And I told you the gin story. You probably forgot. No big deal. But Rags knows because Rags was there. Rags and I and another dude, Chris Gadara. You remember Chris? the three of us got to work on a bottle of gin years ago, and it was such a bad. It was just no good, dude. It was a bad situation, and I haven't touched it since. I'm done with gin. I haven't had gin since I was in my late teens. All right.
Well, like Huey Lewis said, sometimes bad is bad, Paulie. Right. So
I'm not going to argue with Huey. I'm not ever.
No. And if this is it, just let me know. Okay. But Paulie, I just want to let you know I'm asking for a shot of Hennessy because I want to tip my cap to Matt Hennessy, backup center for the Niners, who came on the field and, dude, he actually played his ass off.
I'm going to have to stop you right there as you're starting to impede upon my stud selection. So before you go any farther, let me stop. Let me stop you. And because I might just be talking about the O-line in a second here. So why don't we start studs and duds? We can get into it. Yeah.
There we go. Little studs and duds. Look at the thumb down or the bicep.
Tony, do me a favor and get your hands on the laugh track of your choice. Just get it ready, and I'll tell you when I need it. You'll know when I need it, but keep it close by because we're about to get into it. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to start the studs? I don't care. Any way you want it.
Let's go stud, dud, like we do hot and sour. Let's rotate. Let's alternate, Paulie.
Speaking of duds, when was the last time you had a milk dud? Tell me the truth.
Oh, God, at least a decade because I'm scared it's going to pull a tooth out of my mouth.
Okay, I saw something fascinating in a film once, and I tried it in my own private life, and it was actually a pretty big move. Did you ever see that movie a few years ago with that kid, Miles Teller? It's called Whiplash, about the drummer, and he's got that crazy, insane teacher throwing stuff at him and everything. In that movie, who's seen Whiplash? You guys with me on Whiplash? There's going to be a Whiplash reference here. Yeah, Miles Teller goes to a movie theater with his dad, who is portrayed by Paul Reiser, if you remember Paul Reiser. They go to the movie, they get a big tub of popcorn, and Paul Reiser takes a box of Milk Duds and pours it into the popcorn. And they're eating popcorn and Milk Duds at the same time. I was fascinated. So I tried it. It's pretty damn good. Paul Reiser was onto something. I've tried that myself. Give it a shot, you guys. Milk Duds and popcorn with a tip of the cap to Paul Reiser. Pretty good combo.
I love the salt sweet combo. I'm a fan. It's like the old Reese's peanut butter cup commercial where the two people are walking down the street and they bump into each other and the chocolate gets dunked into the jar of peanut butter and the Reese's peanut butter cup was born. Salt and sweet is my home run of my culinary home run. And so I'm all for that, Paul. I'll give it a shot. But Milk Duds, dude, they're so chewy. And I stopped eating Abba Zabbas for the same reason. I love an Abba Zava.
You and Dave Chappelle and Half Baked. Yeah. You're my only friend, Abba Zabba. And he like takes that bite. Remember, he like pulls the taffy. You're my only friend, Abba Zabba. Yeah. By the way, dude, I'm due for a hit of Half Baked. I really am. Yeah. You with me on that, right? You with me? Yeah.
Incredible call. But I stopped eating Abba Zabbas and Milk Duds because I'm like, dude, one day it's going to yank one of the teeth out of my mouth. But to those that enjoy, keep on enjoying. For the Milk Dud enthusiasts, keep enjoying them because it's a wonderful, wonderful delight. If you're adding it to popcorn, go right ahead, Paulie.
Hey, I always feel, Tony, like Stevie Bisecchio is kind of like one of our brothers, our spiritual brothers. He's an Italian hippie from New Jersey who can speak fluent New Jersey, but he also has a new home here in the Bay Area, just like me. And I got to say, he posted something when I was talking Milk Duds and popcorn when he goes, salty and sweet can't be beat, which leads me to this question. Stevie B, are you a cook? Do you cook in your own house? I'm just asking. I have a feeling you do. I do all the cooking in my house, and it should be that way. Trust me. How are you doing, Tony, over at your place? You in charge in the kitchen, or is your better half like running the show?
It's about a half mix. It's about a mixed half because I thoroughly enjoy cooking, and so does she. And
I knew it.
It's about half. It's about half.
And Stevie B confirms 2 words. Big cook. I could tell by salty and sweet can't be beat. Only chefs have a dialogue like that.
Dude, by the way, Patrick Patton checking in, the creator of Particle Land. He says, I want to check out a Juggalo festival.
No, you don't. Who said that? Who said
Patrick Patton.
Patrick Patton, you better be. Here's what I recommend before you take that step. That's a big step to take. I would say this. Go to YouTube when we're done with the show today and enter Gathering of the Juggalos on YouTube, and then come back tomorrow and let me know if you still want to go. Because I've watched some of these videos of just the audience. Okay.
No, go ahead. I just have something to add when you're ready. Because
No, I got it. I'm done. Go ahead.
Stevie B, Steve Bisecchio said he has an herb focaccia bread fermenting on the counter as we speak, Paulie. So yeah, I think he does a bit of cooking and baking. If you're doing an herb focaccia that's fermenting,
I could tell. I could just feel it. I could feel the particles coming through today on Stevie B. I'm like, I bet you this kid cooks, and he does. All right, Tony, we tease studs and duds. Let's dive in. We're like an hour deep here. We should get into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to go your stud? Actually, well, go your stud, because I was tipping my cap to Matt Hennessy and giving a shot of Hennessy or drinking some Hennessy. I've never had Hennessy, and I didn't even realize it was cognac. I apologize to the cognac and Hennessy community out there.
Okay.
Because I don't want to offend anybody, but I don't think I've ever had it. So I'm assuming you sip it, you don't shoot it, so you don't have a shot of Hennessy. But Matt Hennessy, man, he came in and did he play his ass off. And take it from there, probably with your first stud.
Okay, I mentioned have a laugh track ready, Tony. So here it comes. Okay, so we're going to start with my first stud of the weekend, which is obviously Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And while you're at it, dude, because I'm starting to hear rumors, I'm announcing this right now. I might be taking time off next year. I'm hearing the Rolling Stones are gearing up for another tour, and they're going to do a bunch of European dates because they haven't done Europe in a long time. I'm thinking, I'm not even kidding. I'm thinking like Paris. I'm thinking Italy. I'm thinking England or something like that, because I want to go over there and see the Stones in Europe. And speaking of,
and there's other guys that just burst in your dressing room and say, "Where's the dope?" You know?
Hey, I made a deal with the Rolling Stones a long time ago. I said, if you guys gig, I'm coming. And in fact, I'm wearing my tongue today. I got a Stone shirt on right now.
You didn't make a deal with the devil, because if you made a deal with the devil, then Satan better enter the program immediately. If you made a deal with the devil, Paul.
I don't make any deals with the devil. I want to make a deal with studs and duds though, if I can.
You probably have sympathy for the devil, I'm assuming.
Okay, hold on. You want it? You got it, pal. Hold on.
Hold on. There we go.
Satan, aka the devil.
All right, watch this. I'm going to give you some sympathy for the devil lyrics as the devil. Here it comes.
Go.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man. I'm doing Jagger too. I'm a man of wealth and taste.
Beautiful.
There we go. A little sympathy. All right, Tony, let's get into it. We're dragging here. Studs and duds. My first stud of the weekend is the very obvious one we all watched last night. We are so happy to see the resurrection of Christian McCaffrey. But this is kind of a combo platter, because I want to acknowledge CMC, who had just a monster game last night. In fact, let me give y'all some numbers. Christian McCaffrey, 24 carries for 129 yards. 2 touchdowns. Oh, by the way, McCaffrey also led the team in receptions with 7. He was a workhorse last night. And he's like one of those running backs, I feel, and there's a lot of them in the NFL. He's no exception, but I feel like he gets stronger as the night goes on. Like you can really feed him when you're wearing down the defense. And I said it's a combo platter because without that offensive line, like Hennessy and how about Colby dragging him into the end zone, dude, physically dragging CMC into the end zone. And by the way, complaint moment. Did you notice as soon as that happened, Chris Collinsworth is like, hey, I think that's illegal. You can't be dragging a guy in. Let's go down to the official on the field, our rules expert. I was like, Collinsworth, shut your freaking mouth, dude. He's such an annoying little Mahomes. You talk about jocking, as the Beastie Boys used to say. Dude, he's jocking Mahomes to the point of the absurd. Anyway,
sorry, I got to jump in, Paulie. First of all, I haven't watched a Sunday Night Football, FNIA, Friday Football Night in America pregame in a long time.
Which they stole from Canada, because Canada's been doing Hockey Night in Canada for like 70 years. So nice little thievery there from NBC, but go ahead.
Totally, dude. But is that Collinsworth's son as the pregame host with Rodney Harrison and Tony Dungy? I'm pretty sure.
No, it's not. It's not. But I know the kid you're talking. I don't know where they got that kid. He weighs like 115 pounds. He's always got that weird smile on his face. Nothing personal, but he does. Yeah.
He looks and sounds like Collinsworth. I'm like, what are they trying to do? Like clone?
We're getting confirmation. Oh, that is his son. My bad. I didn't realize that. Holy crap. I didn't get that. Thank you guys for confirming. I didn't know that.
In honor of the great LA band, Paulie, Enough Zenough.
I believe they're step. No, boy, I hate to do it to you, Tony, but listen. I think if you check your official Enough's Enough bio page, you're going to find that I'm going to say they're from Chicago. Dude, I think they're in Chicago. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
LA, dude.
Confirm that, though, in case I fall on my face, because I could. But am I right?
Paulie, take a bow. Blue Island, Illinois. Paulie.
I told you, man. I know my rock and roll, and that's Enough's Enough. By the way, I don't even own a single record of theirs, but I know they're from Chicago. Yeah.
And dude, by the way, so yeah, there's no nepotism involved in Football Night in America. Cool. That's Collinsworth.
I did not realize that, you guys. Thank you for clarifying that, because that kid when Collinsworth leaves the booth, then we're gonna have to contend with this kid for the next 25 years.
And Paulie, I'll let you go back to studs and duds in a second, but at the end of the game, Collinsworth saying, "Well, this is kind of the old dog, not letting go of the bone just yet." And I'm like, dude, the old dog. There's youth flying all over the field for the 49ers. What do you mean the old dog?
It's hard to give me another laugh track, dude. We're going to get racy today. I've had it with all this stuff. Let me tell you this. It's hard to talk about the Niners if you're Chris Collinsworth when you got Mahomes' junk in your mouth. I hope that's not over the line. I just felt like it had to be said. Sorry, y'all. Okay.
Dude, no, it's fine, Paulie. But I was like, wait a second, dude. What are you talking about? The old... anyways, that really bothered me. I
should. He bothered everybody last night. But anyways,
I didn't even. There was no name. I'm like, somebody put a banner. Hey, producer for FNIA, put a banner on the screen to let me know who's. I know it's Rodney Harrison. I know it's Tony Dungy, but who's the other schmuck? And it's Collinsworth's son. I'm like, damn it, dude. He looks and sounds like him. I'm like, Jesus, dude. He probably like in the training. It's like in the training for the job, there's only one thing you really need to do, son. Just hate anything 49ers related. This house is a 49er hating house. We're bitter to the 49ers. We lost 2 Super Bowls to them. We're bitter to them. So just know that going in. Sorry.
And the Bengals didn't have a chance. By the way, Stevie B, dude, I'm feeling you today in a big way. I'm not going to go any deeper on this, but when I told you about why Collinsworth couldn't praise the Niners, he's too busy gargling Mahomes. Stevie B, all he said was all he can say are vowels, dude. That's a really great line, bro, because you're not saying anything too. It's just a great line. Good work, Stevie B. I hope you're coming. Are you coming to Longbridge? I need to hang with you, bro. Get down to Longbridge on the 27th. I need some Stevie B. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Let me just finish my first stud. So that's all. I just wanted to say that Christian McCaffrey and the offensive line together in tandem. Listen, I've been very unhappy about the ground game this year, and I think rightfully so. Because McCaffrey, I think in Tampa, I think it was 17 carries, like 54 yards. And he had a lot of games like that until last night. So finally, there was a rebound for the offensive line. They opened up those gaps. McCaffrey was able to get loose a bunch. And so my first stud is that combo platter of CMC and the offensive line. Tony, go ahead.
Beautiful. I love it. Before we get to my first stud, I want to show you Sweet Mad Hatter is a super. What's up, Sweet Mad Hatter? Everything good in Central Oregon, I hope, for you, bud. Trout fishing and leg bong smoking. Someone needs to remind Chris Collinsworth he lost twice in the Super Bowl to the Niners. Oh, I wish Mike Tirico would remind him live on the air. Hey, Chris, can you ease up? I know you're personally bitter about your past with the 49ers, but maybe you could just be a little less critical. Maybe, Chris, maybe take the filter off. Anyways, so Paulie, my first stud, and thank you for the super stream at
dude, we got some great comedy flying around today. Escobar joins in. Escobar Cheeks the Third. He's changed his handle. Escobar Cheeks the Third. He wants to say that. Oh, by the way, Chris Collinsworth also tucks. He tucks it in like James Gum in Lambs. You're probably right, Cheeks. You're probably freaking right. I know. Yeah, we're getting loose today, bro. What are you going to do? Tony, give me your first stud. For God's sakes, put the wheels on. But good one, Escobar. Good one, bro. And by the way, I want you at the I want all of you guys at Longbridge, but I could use another Escobar hit. Just FYI.
I'm going to take care of some business real quick then, Paulie. Business real quick. What we're talking about when Paulie says come to Longbridge, we're talking about Monday the 27th, basically a week from today. A week from today, we will be at Longbridge Pizza for the opening week Dubs basketball. We're going to do a broadcast with Tom Tolbert starting around between 4 and 4:15 until 5 o'clock. Tom's going to leave our broadcast and go to Chase Center to do his Dubs broadcast. And then Paulie and I will carry on, and we're going to have a hang party. We're going to have all-you-can-eat pizza. If you buy a ticket, it comes with all-you-can-eat pizza. Longbridge Pizza is closed that day, so we have the run-of-the-mill. The place is ours for the day and night, and then we'll watch Dubs Grizzlies at 7 p.m. So,
and also, thank you, T. Thank you. We're looking for and Pine Needle. You're right about that. I should have mentioned that in my dud explanation, but you're right. The fact that Shanahan kind of changed the ground game up, the return to George Kittle, and then also incorporating like pulling guards. I mean, you're right. He tried some new looks and it worked. It was great.
Yes. I think Guy McIntyre might have been in the planning meetings this week because he's like, you got to pull them guards, man. I remember Guy McIntyre. Well, anyways, we can go.
What? No, finish that.
I just remember him being one of the fastest guys on the field as an O lineman downfield making blocks. Like I love every time he pulled. I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
Yep. And that was last night, man. McCaffrey looked like I don't know. That's the McCaffrey that we all know and love, right? Just this freaking. He's like shot out of a cannon when he gets handed the ball. Anyways, final bit of business. If you're looking for the link to buy tickets, there's the QR code that I'm going to post on our social media. But also, if you go to our YouTube channel at Polymax Particles, while you're there, like and subscribe, and also click the links page or the links icon, and this the top link right there, and you can buy tickets and hang and party on next Monday, the 27th.
We're going to rock and roll all night and party every day. Shout out Kiss. And also, nice poster, Don Peralta. Good work on that thing. It looks really cool. Tony, give me your first stud for the love of God here. We're an hour and 10 deep. We haven't heard one stud from you. Let's go.
I can't, Paulie, yet because I have to do this. You just mentioned Kiss. You mentioned Kiss, and we're talking Niners, and we're talking Niners defense, and we're talking Gene Simmons. We've said that Gene Simmons, I forget, who was it?
Dom. I think it was Dom. Dom Peralta said, have you ever noticed the audio, what do you give me for, when Robert Saleh speaks is like identical to Gene Simmons. And he's that great ear, Dom. Great freaking ear. And there it is. If you would combine the two. And by the way, I got no problem with that. If Saleh wants to get his Gene Simmons on the sideline, go for it, Bobby. I got your back 100. I'll dress like Peter Criss at home just to make you more comfortable.
It's incredible that Dom just sent us like an hour before the show, or less than an hour before the show. I'm like, this is gold. So Dom, thank you so much, and that's beautiful. I would love a T-shirt with that.
And shout out to it, and shout out to Patty from Napa who finally figured out what the song Christine 16 is about. Not something you're going to want to talk about at the dinner table. That kind of thing is frowned upon by the law. But back in the day, those guys had no problem. Like Jimmy Page had a teenage girlfriend. Gene Simmons is singing about Christine 16. The 70s were nuts, man. It was nuts. I can't explain it, but it was a little bit looser than it is today. Tony, how about this? What if I give you $20 to give me your first stud? Would that inspire you? Anything would help. Yeah.
Karen Bell says that picture of Saleh as Gene Simmons is awesome. She has the show on mute and she's in a meeting, but she just sees the screen and has Gene Simmons and Robert Saleh popping up on the screen.
Hell
that
yeah.
is fantastic.
By the way, from now on, Tony, when we talk about Saleh, maybe you just throw that up anytime you feel the time is right.
It's freaking gold. Well, hold on. Los D is a super. What's up, Los? Dude, I hope you're having a great restful and relaxing day Monday today. Collinsworth versus Chris Moltisanti honkers split decision, dude.
Honkers, dude. Good word, dude. Honker. I like that, Low Steve. Very strong, man.
A couple of honkies with honkers. That's good stuff.
I'm all about the term honky. Bring it back. I've been asking for that for years. Let's bring honky back. And one more super from Escobar Cheeks, the third. And then we got to get into your studs, please.
We will, Paulie. But doesn't when Chevy Chase rolls through the south side of Chicago and the family center,
honky lips.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, they spray paint that on his car when they're taking the hubcaps off. It's amazing. And by the way, the kid who's giving Chevy Chase the directions, that guy was Reese on White Shadow. So just FYI. Yeah.
That's right, dude. Yeah. Great freaking call.
You gotta know where Reese is hanging out. And there he was with Chevy Chase. All right, Cheeks coming in. If you haven't seen the NFL 100 of all time, please do. I have seen it. Jerry walks in with his rings and asks Collinsworth if he would like to try them on. No question, Cheeks. I'm with you on that. And by the way, speaking of those Super Bowl rings, when Tony and I hung out with Brent Jones and a BY a couple of weeks ago, they were each wearing Super Bowl rings. Yeah. Those things are damn impressive, bro. They're huge. Those things are freaking massive. And I hope we can put rings on like McCaffrey, Bosa, Warner, all these guys have been so close. I'd love to get rings on their fingers, at some point.
Kittle, give me a ring for Kittle. Paulie, my first stud it's quite simple because we were talking about him. Los D was a super about him earlier. Kyle Shanahan is my first stud because of the job that he continues to do while having to juggle. He's not in the Juggalo Mafia. He's just juggling game plans and lineups and depth charts and like schemes and and like Losty said in the chat as a super, it's making Shanahan a better coach. And he's always been a good coach, but it's making him even better. And dude, I just got to compliment his game plan yesterday and how he just said, we are going to run a freaking ball today. We're going to control the game. We're going to control the time of possession. We're going to control it all. And like I said earlier in the show, Paulie, how do you keep one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in football? How do you keep him at bay? You control the time of possession. You keep him off the field. So I loved Kyle Shanahan's game plan. I loved that they said we are going to run the ball, and I loved Kittle's knowing. I think he had the confidence in making that game plan, knowing that Kittle was back, and Kittle is such a. Did Kittle have a catch? He had one catch, maybe.
Yeah,
one catch, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
But hey, Juwan Jennings, why don't you go have a chat with George Kittle about what it's like to be a team player and not giving us about how many looks you're getting or how many catches you're getting. And about your bag and all that, and take a look at George Kittle and say, I'm going to block my ass off all game and make holes for Christian McCaffrey to dominate this game and get the W on FNIA, Paulie.
I'm going to confirm that. I'm just looking up the stats real quick, Tony. Bear with me for 5 seconds. Okay, George Kittle did not have a reception last night, actually.
Okay.
He only targeted him once, but that's fine with me. And that's the great thing about George Kittle. I don't even think he cares, dude.
Right.
I think he was happy to get that ground game opened up again, and what a difference it made, even in the running game, just having George Kittle out there. And before the moment leaves us, shout out to Rags, real name Christian Narag, my main man Rags. He said, guys, if you're talking juggling, you got to shout out Steve Martin and the Jerk. Cat juggling, dude. Cat juggling. Okay. Steve Martin's like watching the films. He's like, yes, I've heard of this. And they see a guy like in the back, like juggling cats. Rags, amazing. Great call, buddy. Okay. Let me keep this volley for serve happening right now, Tony, as I get into my duds, if I can find them, because my desk is a mess here. Let me see what I get. There we go. Oh, dude. Yeah. Okay. All right. I forgot this is where I went. Dude, you want duds? I'll give you freaking duds. Have you seen Tony's Pete Carroll-led Las Vegas Raiders? Have you guys seen these dudes? I watched some of that game yesterday. It was over in the first quarter, and I got to tell you, they're my duds today. It's the same old S with the Raiders, and I've been saying this forever. I wish the Raiders could get back up on their feet and become relevant again. I just think that the NFL is more interesting. I know a lot of Raider fans. They're great people. I've never been one of these 49er fans of, I hate the Raiders. No, I don't hate the Raiders at all. I grew up watching Ken Stabler, dude. I thought those Raider teams were loaded with talent and so much fun to watch. You know what I mean? Cliff Branch, Bolitnikoff, Mark Van Egan. They had like a lot of Hall of Fame players. You can go all day. Howie Long. But the thing is this ain't those Raiders anymore. They've become kind of a laughing stock. I mean, they lost yesterday in Kansas City, and Al Davis, dude, is up in heaven right now just yelling. He's yelling and screaming. Him and Ken Stabler are watching the game together. Remember when we used to kick their ass, Snake, up and down the field? I tell you, there was none of that yesterday. They got shut out 31-0, and I left that game to go over to the Eagles-Viking game. That's the one benefit of when the Niners play Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night. You get like more kind of cross-country games like around the league that we wouldn't normally get. So the early game was the Raiders just getting demolished by the Chiefs. And simultaneously they had the Vikings Philly game, which is a really good game. So I watched a lot of that. They lose 31-0. I go back to the Raider game, Tony, late fourth quarter. This is what I saw. The camera showed Pete Carroll on the sidelines, and he was like, he was just hanging his head. And you know what happened? I got flashbacks in that moment, and I'm just going to keep it real because this happened. We know this, and it was hard to watch. The same kind of and Pete Carroll deserves better. He's a Hall of Fame coach, but he's got no – I'm telling you, this team they're awful. and they got to find a quarterback. They have so much work to do, but it reminded me of when George Seifert went to Carolina. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was awful. I mean, I think he served up a 1-15 season if I'm not mistaken. And that, you talk about a fall from grace, like George Seifert he still might have the winningest percentage for any head coach in Niner history. His one-loss record, I don't think has ever been top percentage-wise by anybody. And to see, Seifert in Carolina with this dog-ass team, it's exactly what Pete Carroll's going through right now. So my duds are the Raiders. It was embarrassing. And that's your rivalry game, and you get shut out like that, dude. I think this team, they're lost at sea. They really are. And you were excited about Pete Carroll. I get it at the beginning of the season, but that magic ain't there anymore. You got to have some horses on the field, and they don't. So my duds are the Raiders, Tony. Sorry.
You're reminding me of Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon when he says, "I'm too old for this S." I think Pete Carroll is probably saying that in his mind, like when you say he's hanging his head, "I'm too old for this S."
And he's from up here too. He's like a Marin County guy, like you said. His rep is that he's a super cool dude. Like anybody who encounters Pete Carroll, I hated him when he was with the Seahawks, of course, but he's apparently a really likable guy, very cool dude too. So I wish him well, but this is like a death sentence, man.
Totally. And Bonnie Scarlet Fire says he's a lost sailor, been away too long at sea.
Oh, dude, and by the way, Bonnie, we'll talk Lost Sailors. I'm a big fan of Lost Sailor. Big fan. Yeah, all about it. All about
it. Bobby loves the Lost Sailor.
His heart is spinning, flame. Yeah. Yeah.
But Paulie, just some stats, because we're big numbers guys here on PMP.
Especially when it comes to the Grateful Dead. I'll give you. I got numbers on the Niners and the Dead. Aside from that, I'm lost. I'm a lost sailor. In math class, I was the lost. I still don't know how I passed. I don't. I had no idea how I got through high school in math. No clue.
Paulie, get this, dude. The Chiefs had 30 first downs yesterday.
Yeah.
30 first downs, dude.
I like how you said that twice. 30.
Right. Because the Raiders only ran 30 plays in the game. Think about that.
No, it was an embarrassment. It was a freaking embarrassment, dude. Yeah.
And dude, supposedly, this is from my friend Mel Aragon. You know Mel.
Yeah.
Mel sent this to me earlier today. It's the second fewest offensive snaps by a team in the Super Bowl era.
That's what I'm saying. This darkness got to give. Shout out New Speedway Boogie. One way or another, this Raider darkness got to freaking give. And I wish the Raiders well, but it's hard to watch right now. That game was, again, as I've said, it was an embarrassment to the Raider Nation and to the ghost of Al Davis, the ghost of Kenny the Snake Stabler. That's no way to treat the Raider Nation. It was awful.
It stinks too, because I like Geno Smith too. He seems to be a good dude too, and I've always liked Pete Carroll. I know a lot of people don't because they think he's too spirited. I don't know, whatever you want. But supposedly he's very philanthropic, but keeps it very quiet because he doesn't want that kind of attention.
What's he going to say in practice today? Like, what's he going to say to these guys? Well, maybe they're watching film, but it's like, you guys, what was that? That was 4 quarters of horse ass. Yeah.
And real quick, but as we wrap here, Paulie, I just want to give honorable mention stud. I didn't say this earlier, but Tatum Bethune, right? 10 tackles, 4 solo tackles. All eyes on him, right? Because he knew it, because he's filling in for Fred Warner. Dude,
shout out Tupac. All eyes on me. Tony, go ahead. Yeah.
Did you see Bethune roll up in Warner's rookie jersey, number 48, and
so
with the
cool.
Warner on the back? It's just
so cool. Yeah.
The guy played it so cool and so well. And the fact that he had a great game, not a good game, a great game on national television, Sunday Night Football, filling in for Fred Warner, just tip of the cap to Tatum Bethune and also Bryce Huff, dude.
No, Bethune, all those guys. Absolutely, Tony. And you know what? You're talking about Bethune wearing the Fred Warner jersey to kind of tribute there. Jawan Jennings should observe that and take notes.
Yes.
Take notes, dude, on what it's like to be an actual teammate that cares about your, instead of just like, where's my bag? You know what we should do? Let's send Jawan Jennings an actual bag, like from Safeway. I'll go to Safeway. I'll get one of those brown bags. We're going to put it in a FedEx box. We're going to send it to Jawan Jennings and go, hey, JJ, here's your bag. Love the PMP Army. Now go blank yourself. How about that for a little gag gift? Just an actual bag.
Go catch the football. Get rid of the alligator arms. Get your feet down inbounds.
Alligator arms. I got no time for that. Jerry Rice used to streak across the middle with no regard for his safety and make plays. Don't give me these I can't take it anymore with him. So anyway,
no question, Paulie. And then also Chase Lucas filling in for Upton Stout had dude, that play he made on the third down was it fourth down? Was it fourth down? I can't remember his third. I can't remember if it was third or fourth down. He made a diving block of the pass. It was,
that was nice. Yeah,
great freaking play. And just again, as Collinsworth says, the old dog not letting go of the bone just yet, dude. Double Collinsworth, double. So maybe I should just make him my dud. But you know what? Yeah. I was going to give it.
A little epiphany for Tony right there. I like that reaction. Give it to me, T. What is your epiphany? What is it?
Oh, I was going to have Tua Tagovailoa be my dud in the Miami.
Oh, that poor bastard. I feel bad for that guy. I think their coach is on the way out. I mean, he's lost that team, dude.
Come on back. Hey, Mike, come on back to San Francisco.
Nah, maybe not. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I don't need the pants. I don't need the whole vibe. I'm good. Let him do his thing.
Again, like Saleh. I think he's more of a coordinator, like just focus.
I'll buy that. Yeah.
And, hey, the offensive mind of McDaniel. I just don't know if he's a head coach. So
the name's McDaniel, not McDonald's. Shout out Run DMC. Yeah.
These rhymes are Daryl's, but the burgers are Ronald's.
Hey T, give me your dud, and then I want to do a long bridge spot, and we can wrap.
Yes, but so it was going to be Tua because he threw 3 picks yesterday.
Yeah, I feel bad for that guy. I feel bad. Yeah.
But Paulie, get this. Paulie, look, check it out. Boom. I'm going to give you Chris Collinsworth as my dud. I just changed it on the spot.
Nice.
On the spot. I just changed on the spot. He is my freaking dud because you know what? I'm every time I watch him, I'm hoping, maybe this is the week that I'm going to like him. And it never happens. And I just am not a fan. And I don't know. And I like Tirico. So it's like respect to Tirico for having to sit in the booth with that and I don't know, make it enjoyable for himself.
Do you think when Chris Collinsworth goes into because he's a slender dude, I assume he's on some kind of exercise routine or something like that. Do you think when he goes to the gym and gets on his little treadmill and he's walking, do you think he has a poster of Mahomes right in front of him for inspiration? And he probably listens to Chiefs games on his headset while he's on the thing. He's just surrounding himself with images of Mahomes in his little kind of shrine that he set up for that little Muppet, who, by the way, I can't get through the show without at least one Chiefs complaint. And I did forget to say defund the Chiefs during that dud about the Raiders. But I got to say, it's hard to take. I support your dud, dude. Collinsworth is a freaking dud.
Yeah, I was gonna do Tua and the Dolphins, but you know what? First of all, Tua, I think you might want to hang it up. I think you might just want to call it a day, go into the booth, make millions in the booth, have Tom Brady and Tony Romo be your advisors or your consultants, and just call it a day because I don't know if it's happening for you, pal. And then Paulie, that's why I switched to Collinsworth because he was pissing me off so much last night, and he just capped it off with the old dog comment at the very end. I was like, "Come on, man, what are we doing?" So he's my dud, and Paulie, I look forward to I don't know the rest of the week. We've got our hot and sour picks coming up later this week, and then we didn't get into it today, Paulie, but I do want to talk about the Oregon Ducks Grateful Ducks uniforms tomorrow. If we can get that going, I also want to talk maybe make it a Tonelli Tuesday with Paul Tonelli, who was you could hear Paul on the broadcast last night loud and clear. Did you notice that?
This is third down. Yeah, Paul Tonelli, and he will join us tomorrow. I love talking. Yeah. He's a great football mind. Did a lot of coaching and stuff, and always appreciate his takes. I do.
And then Paulie, before we give Longbridge some love, we've got Kirby versus Bieber on the bump tonight. Mariners, Blue Jays, 5:10 p.m. We've got Lions at Bucks. We've got Seahawks at Texans. It's a damn good sports slate for a Monday night. It's too bad that the Game 7 is the same night as the Monday Night Football.
Too bad.
But
it is too bad. It is. Shout out Aerosmith. Get your wings. SOS. Too bad. Too bad. Lord, it's too bad. Great track. If you like the old Aerosmith, that's a great one. All right, Tony. Let's talk about. And by the way, I told you I'm riding with Canada tonight, Holmes. That's just me. But I got no problem with Seattle. I would just prefer the Jays The Rush thing is happening. My main man Getty is a season ticket holder. Did you know Getty Lee has made like significant contributions to the Negro Baseball Hall of Fame? Like significant contributions. His baseball collection is out of control. Anybody who wants to get like a history lesson on baseball, go to YouTube and look up Getty Lee's baseball collection. He has essentially like a museum in his house. He's got like Shoeless Joe Jackson's bat. He's got like Sandy Koufax's glove. He's got hundreds of balls that he's collected over the years with signatures. Anyway, he gave a lot of stuff to the, so he's a real baseball head. And so tonight at 5 o'clock, I'll be going, oh, Canada, our home and native land. Anyway,
tonight I'm going to be, maybe I'll queue up some Pearl Jam to just fire me up before first pitch. Cause I'm going Eddie Vedder. I'm going Mike McCready.
You're going with the spirit of Lane Staley, Holmes.
I'm going with the spirit of Lane Staley and Kurt Cobain. I'm going with the, Andrew Wood from Mother Love Bone. I'm going that deep Seattle. Right. And I'm going, come on, big dumper. Come on, Cal Raleigh. Come on. Let's go, Mariners. I want Seattle to get their first ever World Series berth and take it from there. And I got to go with the music that got me through the 90s, which was the whole music of Pearl Jam.
Got you through the 90s. Holmes, as far as I'm concerned, they're getting me through to 2025. The 90s, forget the 90s, dude. We need it now more than ever. I need Eddie Vedder and Bruce Springsteen to ride into the rescue like you couldn't even imagine. You know who else is going to ride me to the rescue? Longbridge Pizza. See? Longbridge Pizza. We love Neil Donardi. So, dude, I had a funny back and forth with Neil Donardi yesterday, the owner and guiding light of Longbridge Pizza. Dude, I was sitting there. Remember how I told you as soon as I get on my back, I'm like prone to just fall asleep at the drop of a hat. So I kind of took a little power nap yesterday afternoon, and it was around 3 o'clock. And then I wake, it was only like a 20-minute little cat nap. And I wake up, I look at the phone. Neil Donardi sent me like 2 or 3 texts. And I look at the phone and it's a picture of what he's calling the pizza wagon. Okay. A freaking pizza wagon. He's driving all over the bay. And he goes, Paulie, the pizza wagon's coming to San Rafael. And I looked at the phone. I was totally confused because I was in a groggy state. I'm like, wait, is he outside right now? So I texted him back. I'm like, Neil, are you actually up here at my house? Because I was asleep. Are you around? And he goes, no, I was just messing with you. But he actually drives a truck now, delivering pies, making pies, and he calls it the pizza wagon. Great handle, T. What do you got? What?
Dude, Humdinger 87, also known as Leah Phillips, she saw the pizza wagon on the road, took a picture of it and sent it to us and said, dude, there's Longbridge. And then she drove up next to it, and it was Neil on his way to San Rafael because he was catering a wedding up there. He was catering his buddy's wedding because Neil, you want to talk about somebody who, like, as a SI, the high school I went to, is the mantra is there be a person for others, right? Neil Donardi is a person for others. He really is, man. And that case in point, he's driving to San freaking Rafael on a Saturday. Neil's got 3 kids of his own, right? He's just an incredible dude. And we love Neil and Longbridge. And Paulie, I'll show a video when you're done in the spot because I got to show you a new one when you're ready for it.
I also want to shout out the couple that got married in San Rafael and had the great sense to say, you know what, we're going to cater our wedding with Longbridge Pizza. Dude, that's a great move. Whoever the mystery couple is, I expect you guys are going to have a long, happy life together with that kind of powerful decision-making. I wish I did that. Anyway, Longbridge Pizza, 3rd Street. We'll be there on Monday, like we keep saying. We'd love to have as many of you guys join us as possible. 2347 3rd Street. A lot of you have already been there, but for those who haven't, come on by. We're going to have a great time. And like Tony said, Neil will be handing out food throughout the entire evening, little bites of all the different kind of pizzas he makes. And there are a lot. Check out the Longbridge menu sometime. You'll see what we're talking about. And I just dig Neil's vibe. He strikes me as kind of an East Coast guy, but with a super mellow attitude. That's why they call their environment the Vibe Tribe. And it's laid back vibe, serious pizza, but he's got like an East Coast Italian, Little Italy, Mulberry Street kind of face. But then he's got the relaxed kind of hippie vibe that I love here in the Bay Area. So he's like a combination of like a couple of my favorite things. And then there's the food, dude. We probably don't talk about the food enough. It's so freaking good. Again, I'm not embellishing this. I will say this again, and I'm not doing this for effect, but I was in New York last week, ate pizza all over that city, and I love it. I freaking love New York pizza. Hell, I love New Jersey pizza. It's right there. But you want to know what? Neil can hold his own, brother. Neil can hold his own with the best of the pizza spots in New York City. As far as I'm concerned, I'm standing by that. As Escobar Cheeks III said like months ago, come at me. Come at me if you want to challenge me. I'm telling you, I'll put Neil's stuff right up against anybody. So please do stop by Longbridge Pizza at your convenience or have a delivery. Just go to the webpage. If you want to place a delivery order, that's Neil's preference that you do it through their webpage. Enjoy the music in-house, whether it's Jane's Addiction, Jimi Hendrix, Rolling Stones, or the Grateful Dead. You'll hear all that stuff. He sprinkles in some Black Sabbath as well, and I'm not kidding. The room in the back is big enough for private parties. Get on down there, enjoy the vibe, enjoy the great food. Tony, you're up. Go ahead, buddy.
Give me two.
I got two things, Paulie. First of all, if you can see that is the hot and honey pizza, which, dude, it's tomato sauce, mozzarella, hot copa, Calabrian chili paste, honey, and Parmesan. Neil sold out of these when I was with him at Barrel Bottle Brewing last week, and they were just flying off the shelf. So, but I also want to hammer the point that hire them to cater your next event if you'd like. And if you're interested, you email events@longbridgepizza.com. Email events@longbridgepizza.com if you're interested in having Neil cater your event. He catered Rising Wolf's party, and it was a smashing success. This is Neil catering another event and doing the hot and honey. So I just want to say he's a man about town. He likes to hit the road. And if Neil went on Dead tour or Dead and Company tour or Fish tour, or whatever, he'd make a killing. He would make a killing.
Selling pizzas? Oh, hell yeah. Dude, when I was going to shows, if I saw a dude flipping pies in the parking lot, I would have paid like $20 a slice. Anything. Just give me it would have been an amazing moment. And by the way, you know how I said at the beginning of the spot, I said, I need Eddie Vedder, Bruce Springsteen, guys like that to ride to the rescue right now. Throw Neil Donardi in there too. Let's make it a threesome. I want Donardi, Springsteen, and Vedder all driving that pizza wagon around, just making the world a better place. And thank you, Neil. We freaking love you, bro. And I'm not just saying that. We really do. You're a great guy, and we love your food, and we'll see you there. We'll see you in a week. All right, Tony.
I forgot the second thing. I was just going to say, we were having pastina soup last night. We were having pastina soup for dinner, and we actually Megan did. And we had some leftover Longbridge pizza in the fridge. We heat it up like we do. We heat it in the oven on a stone.
That's right.
And my son Dom was asking for more crust. He was asking for my crust because he wanted to dunk the sourdough crust in the pastina soup, dude. I was so proud of him, and I was like, Neil, dude, check it out. My son dunking the crust in the soup. So anyways,
okay.
Sourdough crust.
Thank you. No, the sourdough crust, I think that's the secret weapon. That's the secret weapon of the entire. There's something about that combination of flavors with the tomato sauce, the cheese, the topping of your choice, and that sourdough bite to it. That's the secret weapon. And by the way, I'm going to close the show today with another quote from Stevie B, who's basically throwing a no-hitter today. He's thrown up a lot of things that have made me laugh, and I think that we should, when the time is right, we should all have designer 49er jerseys made. Tony's will say on the back, Tony picks a number, and then on the back, instead of Creative Tony Ryan, it'll just say Tony One Glove. I'll have my Niner jersey with the number of my choice, and on the back, mine will say Stud Nuts. And then on the back of Neil Donardi's jersey, new handle just given to us by Stevie B, on Donardi's jersey, it won't say Donardi on the back. It'll say Sultan of Slice.
Nice. Nice.
We are the Sultans of Slice. Shout out Dire Straits. All right, Tony, let's wrap this up. I want to thank Longbridge. I want to thank Stellar Design. Please do join us for the event up at the Mill Valley Community Center. And more information on that. We'll be giving that throughout the week, but we hope to see you there as we benefit the Children Challenge by Sight. That's going to be a great event. Also, we'll see you at Longbridge on Monday, and we'll see you live from Tom Tolbert's on Friday. Tony, your final words, and then we'll go eat some lunch of our own.
Final words, go Mariners, go Lions, and go Texans, even though I want Darnold to go off. And then also, Paulie, just to remind people, if you want to buy tickets to our event on which is next Monday at Longbridge Pizza, go to our YouTube channel at Polymax Particles and click on the links tab. And the link at the top is the Eventbrite page where you can buy tickets right there for all you can eat pizza buffet and a broadcast with the two of us and Tom Tolbert before Tom goes to call the Warriors Grizzlies game that night. So very excited. It's going to be a lot happening this week and next. And we can't do it without you guys. watching the show. So thank
Thank
all
you.
for watching
And
the show.
Aaron Kask, I just want to say I'm glad you're on a Dire Straits kick lately. It's been a while since I've done. You know what? I think I might go in now because this is going to inspire me. My favorite Dire Straits record is Making Movies. Phenomenal. Every track on that album is a freaking home run. I might have to put that on today in your honor. Kind of got me in the mood, dude. Gonna live on solid rock, and also Skate Away, Tunnel of Love, dude. It's one after another on there. It's great stuff. In the meantime, want to say, hey, Miriam, how are you today, dear? Thank you, Mad Hatter. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Escobar. Thank you, Gravy. Thank you, Arkansas Dave. Thank you, Rags.
Paulie, we have 2 supers to get to on the way out, and I also want to say communique. And these supers happened a long time ago, so I want to give Escobar Cheeks the love. Escobar Cheeks the third says, I'm going with Chris Cornell and Seattle tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And then he also says, hashtag defund the Chiefs, hashtag F Shady Shohei, hashtag press the like button. Nice, dude.
Yeah.
And also, Paulie, I want to talk about the album Communique by Dire Straits. It's another great.
Listen, while we're at it, go ahead and buy their first album too, man. That thing's a badass record too. With what's that? Water of Love, and there ain't no water here to be found. Something like that. It's been a while, but anyway, yeah. Dire Straits is always a home run. Karen Bell, be cool. Lily Merchant, much love. Miguel, Dami, Pine Needle, all of y'all. You guys have a great day. Let's enjoy Game 7, Scarlet Fire. To your point, 2 sexiest words in sports. I saw that. Game 7. And I'm rooting Toronto. Tony wants Seattle. But either way, just please do the Lord's work and beat the godforsaken Dodgers in the fall. That's all I ask. At the end of the day, it's all I'm at. I pay my taxes. You know what I mean? Give me a Dodger loss on the biggest possible stage. I'll be a very happy man. Tony, from there, I'll leave you to the final words. Give me Diamond Dave, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, everybody who also tuned in on Instagram Live. I see Hot Plate over there, RC Davis. I see Chardonnay Don. Chardonnay Don, by the way, is responsible for the Steal Your Squatch. Steal Your Sasquatch.
It's a great. At some point, dude, I want you to put that on a chain around your neck like Jackson Dart. Just get that like a medallion, dude, on a big rope chain and just go out of the house wearing it if you could.
I will. Then also Dan Ogden, Tom Tolbert's Dan Ogden's over there, David Dretz over there, Shannon Kaler and the Stone Foxes. A lot of good people over there watching on Instagram Live. So thanks for watching on Instagram Live. And thank you, everybody, for supporting the show. And Paulie, without further ado, I'd like to bring Diamond Dave to the program if you'd like.
Yeah. Ooh. You barely let Dave finish before the crossfade starts. Tony's getting more exact with it every day. Mixmaster Mike from the Beastie Boys would be proud, Tony. He's tipping his cap to you. I got you.
Oh, the unsung hero of the Beastie Boys, dude. Mixmaster Mike. Wow. Yeah. It's too late to get into a whole Mixmaster Mike and Beastie Boys. So we can carry on tomorrow at high noon, by the way. We're back tomorrow at high noon.
Yeah, we're just rolling it out like this from now on. We've heard from enough of you that said this would be a better time. So to hell with it. We're trying to make everybody happy and do the right thing here. Shout out to Spike Lee. So we'll be back at high noon tomorrow. Night flight remains in place, but it's high noons across the board from this day forward. And Tony, have a great afternoon. Go Lions for my hot and sour sake. And enjoy Game 7, everybody. We will see you tomorrow at high noon. Cheers, y'all.
Peace, y'all.